The Quant network confirms that they have been selected as a technology provider for the UK's regulated liability network, meaning some of the biggest players in traditional finance are going to be using the Quant overledger, which is powered by the Quant token. Additionally, some on-chain data suggests that one of the largest holders of this altcoin may in fact be one of the traditional finance players we just spoke about. So in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, I'm going to break down everything you need to know in terms of the news and the on-chain data, and also provide an update on the price action for this altcoin. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do enjoy the content, please consider hitting that sub and like button and turn that notification bell on so you can be notified when all of our latest videos go live on the channel. So we're going to get right into today's altcoin of discussion, and that's going to be the Quant token, as we just saw a huge announcement that they have been selected alongside Inside R3 as a technology provider for the UK's RLN, or Regulated Liability Network, which is basically a common platform for innovation across multiple forms of money, including existing commercial bank deposits and a shared ledger for tokenized commercial bank deposits. And this shared ledger that they are referring to would be the Quant overledger. So working with commercial banks and payment networks, RLN will explore the interoperability of all forms of money, test new payment flows for users to make payments, and transact and settle liabilities in tokenized and non-tokenized commercial bank money fit for the increasingly digital marketplaces of the future. Quant's involvement is focused on enabling programmability and interoperability across different forms of money by delivering the orchestration and API layer to the project with its overledger platform. So here's the official tweet from Gilbert Verdian, the Quant CEO, and this is not the first time that they have worked with some of the biggest players in traditional finance. We've spoken about Project Rosalind previously on the channel, which saw them working with the Bank for International Settlements, the Bank of England, the Bank of Canada, Barclays, MasterCard, and Amazon, all of who built and tested new CBDC payment flows on the platform. And, just for some context on exactly why the Quant overledger is so popular or is just being tested amongst a lot of these different TradFi players. The overledger here basically allows for the tokenization and the interoperability of assets. So in terms of tokenization, this basically means you can take any sort of physical asset. The most common one that is kind of being dealt with right now is money, but this does extend beyond money as well. There are other use cases for it, including things like supply chain monitoring. You can see here, digital currencies, cross-border payments, next-gen payment systems, alternative asset digitization, carbon credits, commercial bank deposits, fund tokenization, supply chain monitoring. Tons of different use cases unlocked through tokenization with the Quant overledger, and they do also offer the bridging feature, allowing these tokenized assets to be moved across different chains. So I do believe that's why the Quant overledger has been selected for a lot of these technology tests, and I do think that it does also kind of speak to the experience of the team, and it shows you that some of the biggest players in traditional finance are aware of the work that Quant is doing, and this is important for the Quant token as it does pretty much power the entire ledger. So here's the news article from this is from UK Finance. And they announced new regulated liability network experimentation phase. So through a collaboration of several stakeholders with the financial services industry, they are exploring the options for users to make payments, transact, and settle liabilities in the increasingly digital marketplaces of the future. Now, the firms currently involved in this work are Barclays, Citigroup, HSBC, Lloyds Banking Group, MasterCard, NatWest, Nationwide, Santander, Standard Chartered, Virgin Money, and Visa. And they're really looking here to experiment or focus on the following use cases. So payment upon delivery for a physical product aimed at reducing fraud in online marketplaces, the process of buying a home, improving customer transparency and mitigating fraud, and a digital bond settlement to connect digital customer money to digital assets. These use cases will examine how the UK RLN can facilitate different forms of money, including existing and tokenized deposits. And they are going to run the experimentation phase until 2024 in and around the summertime. Now, as for customer and business benefits, they say exploration of foundational capabilities, aligning with the BIS and the Bank of England's Project Rosalind experiments. So pretty much a direct reference there to Project Rosalind, in which Quant was involved. And we see a lot of these different players in traditional finance actually speaking on the importance of the RLN. Now, I do want to highlight this quote from Gilbert Verdian here. So he says, "We live in a digital age in which people and companies expect digital finance to operate globally at speed, with better security and at scale, but our legacy payments and financial infrastructure has not kept up. As the UK seeks a leadership position in financial markets, projects like the RLN highlight the central role that shared ledgers will play in this transition and offer a model we can extend to other markets." And again, this shared ledger is referring to the Quant Overledger. We're delighted to be a key part of this important initiative, which so closely aligns with our company vision and empowered, interconnected world. Now, here's a bit of a visual on what you could expect from potential RLN use cases. This may help out. It's a lot of text. I do think this visual does a pretty good job of explaining it. So in terms of the retail side of things, we're talking about micropayments, fractional ownership models, gig economy payments, broader access to digital payments, digital identity. They talk about existing retail, so better cross-border payments, e-commerce payments, enhanced receipts of government aid or social payments, and then for wholesale, the Internet of Things, programmable payments, digital autonomous corporations, DeFi, 24/7, 365, real-time settlements. And for existing wholesale, better intercompany flows, faster cross-border payments, automation of trade payments. Really, guys, just a lot of different things to make the current financial system more efficient. They go on here talking about internal book transfers, P2P, B2B, C2B, B2C, C2G. Like, there are so many different, collateral management as well, payment versus payment. There are so many different use cases for this. It is a total addressable market in the trillions, okay? And that is not an exaggeration when we are talking about the actual digitization of money for cross-border payments, for global payment settlement. And, that's a very ambitious thing that the Quant network is looking to basically be behind with the Quant Overledger. Additionally, we have spoken about this before, the fact that JP Morgan is a part of the RLN. And, we spoke months ago about the fact that I believe there was a pretty high probability that Quant was involved in this. And we actually did see that it was finally kind of confirmed with this news article that we did see released. And now it is public knowledge that they are in fact working on this experimentation phase with the RLN. Now, interestingly enough, as we have seen this come up, we've also seen some on-chain data indicate that one of the institutions that is either involved with Quant or knowledgeable of Quant happens to be one of the biggest holders of the token at about 1.25% of the total supply. So Bitcoin Suisse is an institutional grade Swiss crypto platform. The wallet the tokens came from began stacking large amounts of Quant the same day Project Rosalind was deemed a success in 2023. Now, the wallet where these tokens landed, which Arkham Intelligence has labeled the Bitcoin Suisse deposit, and Arkham Intelligence is an on-chain analytics website or company, has only been active twice, this deposit and its creation day in August of 2023. The creation day was also the only other time Wallet A has ever been active. So here's what we see Greg Lunt basically saying. A huge Quant wallet that was only active the day Rosalind was completed is now active again just a few days after Project Agora, which we haven't even covered yet, but we're also talking about the RLN here. So pretty interesting news to see that the activity around this would suggest that somebody that is stacking this Quant is one of these bigger money players, potentially somebody who is using the Overledger and needs the token for this to happen, to power a lot of the use cases that they are working with, through the adoption of this technology. So very interesting things happening here at the Quant network. And I do still think that this altcoin remains a massive sleeper, even though it was a big outperformer in 2022 in the bear market year. It definitely has not been the case in 2023 and even now in 2024. So, just a friendly reminder that the Quant token is needed to power the different use cases for the Quant Overledger, for enterprise licenses, developer licenses, and as well as transaction processing. So the same way that you need to pay a gas fee to transfer on Ethereum, you need to pay in Quant to validate, sign, and encrypt every transaction that flows through Overledger. So transactions must use Quant to actually securely validate them. And this is an infographic I refer to quite often to kind of demonstrate and break down the use cases for the altcoin. This is not an official infographic from the Quant team. This is, I don't know where it actually comes from, but it does a pretty good job of breaking down some of the use cases for this altcoin. Now, to wrap things up, I do want to take a look at the price action here. We are in the middle of a broader market pullback. We can see Quant is down 21% over the past month, and it's down about 33% from the highs it put in at 148 in late March. Okay, so we are back down to that $100 area of support, and I've had these lines on the chart between 85 and 150 for a while now. And we actually saw here on the pullback that the Quant token did come back down to retest that $85 area of support and quickly snapped back up to $100, which made for a pretty quick money flip if you were able to catch it. However, you can see here that it's still respecting this. It's an uptrend, but it is definitely very slanted. It's not a super aggressive uptrend. It's kind of just been slowly grinding its way to the upside. I really think that a bigger move comes for this altcoin on a break above 150, which has continued to act as resistance. Okay, over here, once again here. 150 is the area to get above, in my opinion. And that's when I think that a lot of the money that has been sidelined could potentially come rushing back into this altcoin on that breakout. So on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.